next year. That'll be my New Year's resolution to get through this. I think I've had it for around 6 months now. And these are all the works included. I think I've had this for more than 6 months. I think it's been like over a year now. But I'm currently reading a different book. I really love the spine of this one. But obviously the cover is really nice as well. I want to read through this and Meditations by Marcus. Even though it's just like a journal of his, but I think it's pretty interesting. From these, I've definitely heard of The Art of War, Tao Te Ching. I've listened to a lot of Alan Watts, and I think he has talked about this before. Confucian. I know about and his philosophy. I don't think I know about the Great Learning. Or the Doctrine of the Mean. And I've also not heard about the works of Mencius. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the new year. And obviously I'm wishing you all the best. Because resolutions, but I do think that there can be some merit to it, because after all, you're the only person that can really influence your life. And so if there's a goal that you want to achieve, then I'm wishing you all the best. And be sure to embrace the process instead of just focusing on the result. Which is obviously quite easily said, but trust me, that's all you're gonna kind of think about after reaching the goal that you set yourself. Or it's oftentimes the case, because it's kind of fun to have a goal to work towards, but it also just, it feels like you lost something whenever you did reach that goal. If you've only been focusing on the end result, that is. I've had first-hand experience with this. I was so focused on achieving something that was all I could think about. And after I had achieved it, I didn't really know what to do anymore. And I wish that, I would have embraced the process more. You can also think about it as like two people trying to achieve the same goal, and one of them is only fixated on said goal, and the other person is rather fixated on, the process of it, the path leading to that goal, instead of the end result. And you can think about their mood and their attitude motivation. Obviously, it's important to keep in mind the bigger picture, but it is equally as important to really embrace whatever is lying right ahead of you. And what you're experiencing in the current moment. I was actually thinking about recording audiobooks because there's still a lot of audiobooks missing on YouTube. But, well, there's not really a but. It's just something that's been on my mind now for a long time. I do like doing voiceovers or narration, and I think it is a really nice skill to have, or to be able to have, like a pleasant voice, and to be able to record something with that. audio narration on a couple of these. I'll have to look into that. I have the only real audio I've been listening to consistently over the last couple of years is The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And I really enjoyed that audio. I mean, I've listened to it a couple of hundred times now. And it's like one of the older versions too, where like his mic audio quality is like not nearly as good as it could be like nowadays, but it's just that certain kind of flair to it. But I can definitely recommend giving that a listen. So there is The Art of War, and there's also another piece of work called The War of Art, and I'm curious as to how different they are from each other. I mean, they probably don't have anything in common except like that the title is a little turned upside down. I've been trying really hard to get more into reading, but at the moment I can only like do 5 pages at a time, which is also why I wanted to start recording audios, because when I'm reading, it's not like I'm just going over the words, I'm actively narrating it to myself in my head, which makes my reading process a lot slower, because I know like that there's what normal people do, which is just going over the words without really narrating them to themselves, which is also probably why I was always the slowest reader back in school. I'd always get really bad anxiety whenever we'd have a reading task because I knew that I was going to be really slow. But even though that is like a negative, I feel like I could still use that and turn it and make a positive out of it, as I said. However, I don't think I would be understanding. Well, I guess I wouldn't understand a lot of what I'd be reading when I'm reading it out loud in the beginning, because I'd be more focused on, if the audio is sounding good and if I'm doing my best in pronunciation. And things like tempo. But I think the longer you do it, the easier it gets for you to understand whenever you're reading out loud. That is also one of the things I had trouble with, is really understanding what I was reading whenever I was reading something out loud. But I think it's just a skill that you can learn. But anyway, I hope you could enjoy the video. If you did, let me know in the comments. You can save my life by hitting that subscribe right there. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or a pleasant evening. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'm wishing you all the best for the new year,